Hello, Seekers of the Dragon Balls, and welcome to the King's Court. So today marks a special day in our channel. We're doing our first Dragon Ball Fusion World deck profile. Yay! A round of applause. Anyway, so yeah, this is our first deck profile for Fusion World. It's going to be my green Gohan deck. I know green is considered the best color right now, or at least it's one of them. Because that's one thing I'll say about Fusion World, that the colors are kind of easy to play. Like green can lose to red and yellow, and it can lose to blue. From what I've played, not really. I've been playing a bunch of the online client. I will say, trying to play the online client free to play while spending money IRL and not buying code cards is a little annoying. Just because I played the deck IRL, so I was like, okay, what do I do compared to what I can do online? But besides the point. So yeah, we're playing Green Gohan. Prefaces now, if you wanted to play Green Broly instead of the leader, there's like maybe one card that you can swap out for to change it up. But other than that, you can play this and it'll work. Make sure, of course, to like, comment, subscribe. You know, we passed 300 subscribers not too long ago, so we're on the road again. So yeah, like, comment, subscribe, ring the bell for notifications so you know when we upload consistently. Also, while you're there, why don't you give a follow to our social medias? Link will be down below in the description. Question of the day: are you guys playing this? What is your leader for this set? What are you playing right now? Do you prefer playing how it is? Are you going to update your deck when the next set comes out? Things like that. Also, I guess another question I'm going to ask is: I have an idea for a segment called 5 Questions with the Kings. And so I want to know what you guys think about that. So leave in the comment section below if you want to see that. It's basically where, we'll put up a community post every week or so. And you guys can ask us questions and we'll answer it as a quick little video once a week. Just something to increase interaction and have a little fun. But yeah, that's an idea. If you guys want to see that, let us know. Alright, so let's start with the leader. Sorry, drops. I am out of it today. So our leader card is Son Gohan Childhood. Simple. When attacking, draw 1. And then when your life is 4 or less, you flip them over. Into Awakening, into Son Gohan Childhood, Super Saiyan 2. Canonically the best Gohan. Not the Beast Gohan, that doesn't happen until later, but pretty much one of the best Gohans. When attacking, draw 1, and then when activate battle once per turn. Place when your energy in the drop, and he gets 15k. Right now, in this meta of Dragon Ball, being able to, because right now what you really worry about is Broly. Broly is a 25k leader, and being able to every turn hit for 35 essentially means that you're going to at least force a 10k. You're forcing 15 out of Broly's hand if they don't want to take it. And in late game, this is pretty good. This and the Broly can at least, this and your 8-drop Broly will at least ensure cards out of your opponent's hand, which you want to do. Excuse me. Something in the back of my throat. So if I'm breathing a little more heavily than usual, sorry about that. Anyway, so yeah. Plus, this being an activate battle means that you can swing if they have a blocker. They may not block automatically, so you can swing with this. Oh yeah, and if you're wondering why this case looks a little different, this is a case that was meant for Masters on the Awakening, so there's why that's more there. But I like it. I have it since then. Yeah, you can tell if you look right there's this Dragon Ball Super card game back when it was Master, when it was original. Alrighty, so next are 1-drops, and we're playing 4 copies of Son Gohan Childhood. If you don't know what it does, it's on play, look top 3, add a card, reveal and add a card that's 5 cost or less with the Saiyan trait, put the rest in the bottom. And in combination with that is 4 copies of Son Goku, which is just on play, draw 1. These are your best turn 1 cards. Gohan might be a little bit better just for the fact of, since most of your cards that are 5 or less are Saiyans. So you can get you your Trunkses, your Vegetas, your Gokus, your Turles. Yes, we are playing Turles. I'll explain that when I get to it. It will pretty much give you most of your cards and your extra cards since those you have Saiyan in the trait. So having access to everything is pretty good. And then the Gokus is a good draw one if you need to dig for pieces, which sometimes we do. And that's all for 1-drops. For our 2-drops, we are playing 4 copies of the Future Trunks, which is just permanent. It can only attack battle cards, but it is a 25k swing. So against the Frieza matchups, they like to drop that 2-drop Frieza. That's them awaken. So dropping this means your opponent has to answer with a 10k. So make sure they don't awaken. And when dealing with that kind of playstyle against Frieza, your best option when you're dealing with that is to honestly, if you're doing that, swing a leader first into it just so you draw. Again, if you want, because you don't want to let your opponent awaken too quickly. So having this, and then going in with the Trunks onto the Frieza, because you don't have to connect. And I mean, even if you do, then your Trunks is a 10k combo, which is pretty good. But again, because you're playing against Frieza, if you can swing over their Frieza, then they have to drop Rikumen to Ginyu, and they might not have everything. Again, for Frieza, you want to make sure they don't have enough Frieza's army to be able to drop the Ginyu. So yeah, 2 of the Trunks. Excuse me, 4 of the Trunks. 4 of the Android 18. On play, she is a draw 1, ditch 1. And then when attacking, if you have 6 or more energy, draw 1. So you can drop her early and get that 20k pressure and cycle your hand if you need to. And then every turn, if she doesn't get, KO'd or she doesn't get run over, she's essentially going to net you a card every turn. And she's 20k, so she hits most things even when they're awakened. The only leader she doesn't hit is Broly. But by that point, you can always just drop a 5k and she hits and you have to force a card out. The way you want to look at it like this, at least the way I feel, you always want to force cards out of your opponent's hand if you feel you can. Like, green can have very good hands, so can a lot of other decks. I think the only leaders in this game that I feel that worry their hand a little bit more are the critical leaders. They don't draw until they're awakened. But that's my opinion. And from gameplay I've seen and also of playing a crit leader, because I do play Cooler on the online client. Yeah, not having access to a hand can hurt. But that's why, I'm glad this 18 exists, because it lets you get into your pieces. It lets you attack and draw, all that stuff. Also, my hand looks a little more gnarly today. I did get burned a few days ago, so it's healing up. Alright, now for our tech. 3 copies of the Trunks Future. So it's a blocker, which is pretty good. And then when he's KO'd, if your leader is Son Gohan Childhood, you ramp 1. Now, I need to preface this. This is a big one. If he is KO'd by having his battle power reduced to 0, he's not being KO'd technically. He's being removed from the field due to game mechanics. So you will not get his effect that way. But, having this on the field and your opponent KOs it, you'll get an energy, which is pretty good, which will, of course, combo into another card we play. Also, before I forget, if you want to switch this with something else, like say, what else could you play? Like, you could switch out ratios for this if you're playing Broly. Because your leader has to be Son Gohan to get the ramp. For our 4-drops, we're only playing 1 4-drop, and we're only playing 1 set, and that, of course, is the Vegeta, which is one of the best cards in green. So, it is on play, add 1 card with a cost of 3 or more from your drop to your energy in rest mode, and then activate main. Once per turn, discard 1 card from your hand. Choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards which cost 2 or less and KO it. So, this can also apply pressure, because the way the game will go is turn 1, you're going to play your 1-drop Turn 2, maybe play a couple 1-drops or not play the Trunks. Turn 3, you play Destructive Strength, which I'll get to in a second. Turn 4, you play this down. You're tapped out, but you play it down. And then turn 5, you either drop the Goku or you drop something else. And then so on and so forth, and your energy kind of goes that way. Against certain matchups, this can help you get rid of other cards. So you can swing at leader or swing at another battle card and then pop something. Because this is already pretty good as it is. Plus it's 10k guard. Yeah. It is a 10k guard. Sorry for talking so fast or talking a little bit. I'm just a little, again, out of it today. For our 5-drops, we are first playing, in my opinion, the most important 5-drop in this deck, which is the 5-drop Son Goku. So, before you sacrifice himself, so what does it do? Well, auto when he is played, or when a card is placed from your drop to your energy from your drop. Place to your drop from your energy area, place the top card of your deck in your energy in rest mode. So this makes your leader's effect to, gain 15k free, essentially, which is pretty good. And plus, as long as he doesn't leave, you don't have to worry about it getting KO'd. And which is pretty, as long as he isn't, if you don't swing with it, like, I would say if you're ever going to swing with this, you only want to swing if you think you can guarantee game that turn. Because if this dies, like, you're losing out on some decent advantage. At least in my opinion. Oh god, speaking of the online client, I only have one of these in the online client, and that makes it so much more difficult to play Gohan sometimes. Our next 5-drops are 4 copies of the Son Gohan Childhood. I know I'm playing a lot of cards in the ratios, but this is what has been working for me so far. So, on play, you just KO when your opponent's battle card's 4 or less. This KOs the cooler blocker, this KOs the big 40k Frieza. This KOs the Gohan, this KOs the Vegeta. This KOs pretty much a lot of things, and it's a 30k, so it is forcing a 10 out of Broly's hand. And, of course, being able to get rid of the cooler blocker can be pretty good in the early game if you get used to it. And the 40k Frieza just gets rid of another body on the field, so it's pretty good. Plus, that 10k power is pretty nice. And our final 5-drops, which also right now, are 2 copies of Turles. So he's a crit at 30k. And then when he then on play, you place 1 card from your cost 3 or more from your drop into your energy. So he's like Vegeta, but unlike Vegeta, it comes in active. So technically, if your Vegeta gets dealt with, you can then put the Vegeta in your energy. So you're ramping up even more. He's not bad. I still like this card, but there are times that maybe I will still play the Goku over this on turns when I have it. You can change this out for 2 copies of the Secret Rare. I would be playing the Secret Rare. I'm putting that straight up right now. I'll get to that when we get to our play cost 7s, but I don't have them at the moment. And I don't particularly feel like ordering cards online, especially one like that, at the moment. But yeah, if you could play, you would. Well, I'd recommend it, but, that's neither here nor there. But again, for what Turles does, he does it pretty well. For our 6-drops, we're playing 4 copies of the 6-drop Son Gohan Childhood, which is place the top card of your deck into your life, so it lets you recover 1, essentially, for those Digimon fans. You could cut this out you cut 1 out or a couple out for the 16 blocker. That if it dies, it brings out a 6-drop Gohan, which is pretty good. Excuse me. But, yeah. But again, he's also 35k, so he gets over a lot, which is pretty good. And again, the recovery is nice. Like, in Broly, this is really nice when I played it in Broly. And our final 6-drops are 2 copies of Androids 17 and 18. On play, you can KO 2 of your opponent's battle cards that are cost, I believe it is 3 or less. Yes. And then it is a double strike. So that really helps if your opponent is a leader that weakens at 4 life. You swing at this with 5 when they're at 5. So they go to 3. And against Broly, this pushes them to awaken with 2 life left. Or no, they go to 3. And then when they awaken, they go to 5. They go to 2. So which means if this can go in, it goes in. Which is pretty good, honestly. There's also, if you want to play blockers, this can get rid of them. Yeah, and it's 40k, so that's, if you're talking about an unawakened leader like Broly, again, we're playing Broly because Broly's one of the best decks right now, and dealing with it is a pain in the bahuki. So you go 40, and then, so they need 2 super combos, or the super combo plus 10. So if you put anything on this, it probably will hit. 4 of the King Vegeta super combo. Probably next set, I will probably replace this with the 16 super combo. Just because I like 16 more the character than King Vegeta. And because he's 7 drop, I can't even get him a Gohan anyway, so it's not like it really matters that he's a Saiyan. If you don't know what a super combo is, super combo in this game is you only play 4 of it, which is fine. And then auto during your opponent's turn. If this card is using a combo from your hand, this gets 10k combo power. Sorry, a little warm where I'm at. Anyway, so this makes it a 20k combo during your opponent's turn and a 10k during your turn only. So it's pretty good. Being able to combo this out can help you essentially not die. And then, again, if we had it, we'd be playing the Secret Rare right here instead of the Turleses. Isaac put a picture of the Secret Rare right here. Right there. Yeah, you'd be playing that instead. Again, if Isaac puts the picture right here, then you'll see it. That's the card we would be playing instead if we had it. But we don't have it at the moment, so... If you want to instead, I'll bring up another card you could bring up maybe later, afterwards. And then our final big body, our big boy, are 4 copies of what I believe is the best card in green right now, which is the 8-drop Broly. For 8 cost. Pop 1 card, draw 1 card, and then pop 1 battle card your opponent controls. In a green mirror, it is who sees more of their Brolys first. It doesn't matter if you drop 1 Broly and they drop their Broly and then you drop yours. If they don't have another Broly to respond to it, Broly will win you games more often than not. And then when it attacks, switch it back to active. So what I like to do is drop this, swing once, and then consider if I want to swing twice. If I don't swing twice, then, they have to pop the Broly, which means they're not popping something else. They can't out it. And I know it sounds weird, but just because I'm at 8 energy, I don't always want to drop Broly at 8. I would rather maybe drop it at 9 to then not be tapped out on my turn. Or if I'm going for game, so I can go Broly plus Destructive Strength, or Gigantic Meteor in order to push for more damage. Speaking of, now we go to our extra cards, and this is where I will bring up the other card right here. Big Bang Attack is another card you can play. Instead of Turles, it is a extra card, and it is a Saiyan trait as well, so playing that is actually not bad. Probably one of the other best cards in green right now is 4 copies of Gigantic Meteor. Activate battle for 1 cost. Your leader or your battle card gets 15k power, and then you have 6 or more, gain 10k. So 25k combo. This pushes your Broly to 70. This pushes your leader to 40k. To 55 if you use his effect. That is numbers. Those are numbers. And let's be honest here, these are numbers. When hitting them in this game is pretty good to hit numbers. I know I'm saying hitting numbers well, but we have to look at this. You want to hit the magic number. What are the magic numbers? You want to definitely hit 10k at least above your opponent when you're trying to swing and make headway. Swinging 35 into Broly means they got to do super combo. Swinging 30k into Broly means they got to ditch 10. Swinging 25 into every leader means they got to hit 10 because they can't just hit 5. And even 5k may not sound like a lot, but consider the fact that maybe their 5k is something they want to hold on to. So hitting that extra little bit of damage, does pretty good. One-hit numbers. And then finally, 4 copies of Destructive Strength. God, I sometimes mumble. Which is just add 1 card from the top of your deck to your energy. So, your optimal hand is maybe this and the 1-drop Gohan in hand and then 4 other cards. Or this and the 1-drop Gohan and Vegeta, and you 1-drop Gohan into this. This is your optimal opening. Because then turn 2, you don't really care. You care what you do, and then turn 3, you drop this. Turn 4, you drop Vegeta, and then you're pretty much set to go the rest of the game. As long as you see your ramp engine, I'll tell you this right now. Playing green, if you do not see your ramp engine, you are pretty much struggling. You can win still without seeing your ramp engine. It's very hard to win. Like, it's not seeing this, it means you're playing basically a turn behind of what your game plan is. And I know it sounds really weird, because even if you're playing green, you're still charging every turn. But it's like, okay, at 4 energy, if you've comboed well, you can drop the Vegeta, and you'll still go to 5. So you'll still be ahead to a degree, but this just puts you 1 step ahead, maybe. It doesn't guarantee you the game. Like, for sure, it does not. Having this early doesn't guarantee you the game, but it definitely makes it to where you have more options for your deck. Because if you don't see this, it hurts. The other card you could play instead of, Big Bang Attack is if you want to ensure your ramp skills, you play the 4-drop Son Goku that lets you put a card in your energy from your hand. And now the reason I like that card is because you can put this. If you draw another one of this, you only need to go off once with this. Sorry, needed to breathe for a second. Talk a little too much. Once you draw more than one of this, it sucks. But I will say right now, if you don't have a battle card to play, like you don't have the Vegeta or the Turles, playing this again does still get at you the energy, and you have more stuff. So if you're at 4, then you charge. So if you play the 1, you go to 4. Charge. Play this, go to 5. You charge, you're at 5. Play this, go to 6. And then you can drop the 18, and she'll draw you discard 1, and then draw you another card. So it's pretty good. Again, you kind of want to look at these little game plans that you can have, and sometimes getting Destructive Strength is okay. How much will this deck change when we get to set 2? Well, in all honesty, I will probably be playing the Cell Leader, and I'll probably change out the Trunkses for the what do you call it? Android 17 and 18. And I would probably, or even the Son Gohan, the future Gohan, the future Trunks package is not bad either. And then instead of the Secret, I would play the. So, if you remember my video earlier, I did bring up the 8-drop Cell as an alternative to the Son Gohan Secret Rare. I still stand by that, but again, it's player preference. Play your preference, not prayer preference, in the following of Father, Son, yada, 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 not that. Anyway, so that was my deck profile for Dragon Ball Fusion World. It's our first one. Hopefully you guys enjoyed my rambling and my heavy breathing. Oh, my Darth Vader up in here. But, yeah, hopefully you enjoyed it. Make sure to, of course, leave us any input you have below. Question of the day, do you want to see that segment I thought of? Maybe we'll make a community post on that anyway, just to get it going. But, if you guys want to see that, it's an idea. Anyway, thank you guys. I've been Michael of the Lone State Kings, and I'll see y'all next time. Oh, well, what am I doing? I should say it properly. Till we meet again, guys. Have a good one.